What's going on, you guys? I know my audio sounds bananas right now, and again, like I said, I wasn't doing YouTube videos in a while, so my audio it's just been bad right now. So I finally fixed it. Now you guys can hear me. All right, so let's get into the video, because this one right here it's kind of inspirational. It's gonna be funny as hell, but it's going to tell you why this project that I'm creating is something that you guys might want to be behind, because these type of projects right here that I have, and I want to actually show you how you make money in it one way, just one way you can make money. And also I'm gonna give you some pointers, and I'm rambling right now. Pointers of what to look for when it comes into a project. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the background, some inspiration. If you are going to follow your dreams within this market right now, it's the perfect time to actually become whatever it is that you want to be. You should do that. All right, so let's get into it. You already know. Play my shit. Now, what I want to do is have this conversation with you while I'm working, because I stopped working to actually make this video. And I actually want to take you guys to work with me. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get into the computer, we're going to go into the editor, and we're going to finish the conversation. But what I'm going to do is talk about like never giving up, and like how did we get here, all right? And like what got me to creating the project that I have now, where it's at, where I'm comfortable, and it's time to just continue to do what we got to do. All right, so I'm going to give you the good side and the bad side, all right? Which is really no good. Because it's a lot of work, but you know, at the end, and it's going to all pay off. That's the good side. But I'm gonna give you a lot of the back end of what I got to go deal with when developing this game. All right, and just being a very small studio right now when it comes to developing, there's only 2 of us. We're looking for more help. But you know, that's for doing things that I can't do, and also just to speed up things a little bit. But let's get into the computer. All right, so right now I'm building the headquarters for one of the factions inside of the game. It's called Hack. I'm rebuilding it again, so I'll give you a little context of what's going on. So it's been multiple times I've scrapped the project. I've created the most beautiful looking things, the most dopest ideas, and just didn't like some things in it, and just scrapped the whole idea and just start over. And that's basically what kind of happened this time, but it didn't. That's not what the case is. So I upgraded my computer because I was running Unreal Engine 5 on a rig that wasn't really powerful enough to hold it. So I started updating the rig that I have, and then Unreal Engine started, you know, just completely kaputted, and I guess my other file got corrupted, so I had to now recreate the map that I created. Now what I'm doing right now is actually learning from my mistakes, because I didn't build this this building right here inside of a blueprint where I can just basically, let's say like if it was Pokemon, this is like a Pokemon center, I can just basically have a duplicate of this building in different cities or towns and stuff like that. So that's not why I'm doing this. It's just in case this thing blows up again, I actually have this thing prepared where I can just pull it out and just add you know, little blueprints inside of it, inside of the editor, where it won't crash, anything like that. So that's what you see right now, right here. So you know, so I want you guys to know that, you know, building these things, these games isn't, you know, they're fun and everything like that, you know, because you can end up putting out something really good and actually being remembered for it, but then you can also put out some crap and you know, but you know, and then everybody talks about you and everything like that. I'm one of the people that probably talk about you, but that all comes into when it comes to being inspired. Being inspired and actually not rushing the game and just doing the right way. Just take your time, because you know, everybody wants to get rich so fast, especially in the type of right now in the world we live in right now. When it comes to a blockchain game, this is a blockchain game. It doesn't have to be in the blockchain, and for everybody to go, oh my goodness, you don't have to do another NFT game. Relax, trust me. This game is built for the community. People that's investing in the gamer is actually built for the gamers to win. because in the long run we will win in the long run. So we want to, 1 second, you guys. Let me answer my kid real quick. Sorry about that. My daughter wanted some snacks. Had to let her know after I'm done recording she can get some snacks. So yeah, so back to what I was saying, I'm going to clean all this up, but right now I'm just trying to see which pieces I'm putting in here and basically making sure everything is right. So I built this thing multiple times. Well, this building is my second time building this building, but I rebuilt the game that that I'm dreaming to make. I've built it multiple times. I like where I'm going with it, and then I'm like, okay, this is not the vision I go with. Let me just scrap the whole idea. And this is not, for people who aren't game developers, trust me, this is not the thing just for me. This is something we game developers go through before we come up with the eureka, right? I came up with the eureka. So that's a good thing, right? But I just wanted to let you know, for people who are looking to get into game development or just anything that you desire to be a part of, you want to make sure that you have patience for it. Two, you're not looking at it just to make money. I'm not looking for just to make money. Like myself personally, I could have made a pump and dump, I could have did a rug pull and everything like that. I'm choosing to do the slow and steady. We're ready for marketing now. I mean, when you got things that look like this, when you got stuff that look like that, I think you're ready for marketing. But we're ready for the world to see us. But at the time when I wasn't ready for the world to see us, I wanted to make sure that we did everything right, and we had a bunch of stuff to show, that so we could show the world that it's actually a product here. We actually have a product. And as you guys can see me right now, that's why I'm not looking at the camera right now. But as you guys can see, I actually really build the stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here building. I do all the coding and stuff like that for right now. For what I can do, some of like super advanced stuff I will be hiring people for that. But my main thing is, I really like to do the environments and stuff like that. I love building scenes and stuff. So, taking concepts and then turning it into whatever I envision. So that's basically that. So I wanted to give you guys some inspiration to understand, like, it's not going to happen overnight, especially when it comes to game development. It takes so much time. Okay, I don't need to add nothing there. I just need to do this. It takes so much time to get it to the standpoint of where like I started off. When I first started game development, it was just a ball. This game started off just as a ball, and it was just get the ball to move, and that was difficult as fuck to do. So, just take your time. If you're going to get into anything, just take your time. Make sure that it's a marketing for it. For example, I think the guy that owns FX, the trading thing, he's like 20 years old and he's a billionaire. He's like 25, he's a billionaire, something like that. He's very young. And the reason why I say that is because you want to make sure also, before, be patient. You got to be realistic too. You want to basically build something that there's a market for. All right. So what I'm about to get into in a few seconds, I'm gonna take the time, stop doing this, to show you guys the difference between our project and other projects, and we know there's a market for it. And how we're trying to make things easier for just an average consumer and just the average person that wants to be a business person but just don't know how to get into business, or afraid of, like it's too expensive, overheads and stuff like that. Just don't know how to do websites and stuff, like, how we're showing that this project can do that and be a hard game at the same damn time, right? So you feel like, how the hell is that possible, right? And we're going to get into that in a second. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to get our asses out of the damn computer and we're going to go back to me, okay? Then I'm going to go back into the computer, okay? Let's do that. All right. Now, I just got a little bit of things working. I'm not doing where they're done a damn building, but it's because it's huge. But when it comes to doing something that actually has a market, a value into it, you make sure there's something for it. And that's why the kid was like 20, I think he's like 20. He's a billionaire at 20 years old. I know he's a billionaire, but don't quote me on his age. So with our project, we know there's a market. We understand why a lot of the big corporations are getting into gaming. I'm not getting into gaming for the money part. Let me save this, compile this before, Unreal Engine likes to crash a lot. So let me just make sure save and compile that. We're not getting into it because of money. I've been wanting to make money. I said, we're not getting it for money. I wanted to make a game since 2016. When my daughter passed away, this game is actually a love letter to my daughter. So when she passed away, I wanted to create something basically in honor of her. She wasn't able to grow to be anything, or just basically to either A, give up on herself, or B, to see the possibilities of what she could be. So what I wanted to do was create this project to actually do that for her. So her name will live forever. So she's actually one of the protagonists in the game. Her name was Athena. So we created Athena in the cyberpunk world, where she has a shield and a sniper that turns into a spear. It's pretty cool. We're actually in the middle of concept art and her, getting her together and stuff like that. So I'll be showing that and stuff right now. Not right now, but it's coming. It's coming very close. So yeah, so I wanted to basically get at. So now that everything kind of fell into what I've been trying to do for a while. So here I am, right? But again, going into me scrapping the project, throwing it in the trash multiple times, the reason why another reason why I was throwing it in the trash, because I just did not want to make it two things. One, where it's a cash grab. Two, where it's pay to win, right? So I was like, okay, how can I create a game that I want to play, and I will actually sit there and play with my community with? So I'm not going to put the game out and just like forget the game. No, I'm going to actually be playing this shit with you guys. So like games that's like Rainbow Six, Vegas 2. It was so in depth, and that game was such ahead of its time. You had Last of Us 1, such ahead of its time. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, such ahead of its time. I want to recreate something like these games and stuff like that, with games that's ahead of its time today, which I believe Escape from Tarkov is one of the games that's ahead of its time. So our game, just so you can understand, our game is basically a horror version of Escape from Tarkov. But one thing that I wanted to do that all these high stakes or battle royale games just don't have, which is life. What I mean by life is, it's like all of them, every human being is gone, no humans are there, everybody died, whatever the case may be, right? So no families exist. Right, so what I wanted to do was create Escape from Tarkov, a horror version of it, right? With human beings that you have to fight as enemies as well. Almost exactly like Escape from Tarkov. Third person, first person, you choose whichever you want to play it. With a little grain of photo into it. And what I mean by that, there is life. Where in the safe zones where you can't get killed by other players or entities, which the anomalies and stuff like that, that will come into the cities will get gunned down by the AI anyway. But so you don't have to worry about that. But when you go into the safe zones, like the cities, the neighborhoods where players can own houses, the cities where players will own the buildings, like it literally, if it can be purchased, something can be purchased in there, that item can be owned by an actual player. That's where our crypto come in at when it comes to that. That's what we use the blockchain for. I'll make a whole video on why we're different with the blockchain. Okay, so you can get a full understanding of what we're really using the blockchain for. Do we need to use the blockchain for what we're doing? No, not at all, to be honest with you. But one thing about the blockchain that we can't do it without is just basically you can see everything that's happening, and it's just everything is there, and it authenticates everything, and it's really a security for people that would try to farm the game and actually mess up the game for everybody. So that's what we'll get into that in another video. But again, going back into the life, when you go into these cities that's owned by players, that literally the city could be owned by players. Only certain buildings, like this building I'm working on now, that can't be owned by player. Certain facilities like the S&P Foundation's facilities, those buildings can be owned by players. But if there is a building that has basically staff members and stuff like that, NPCs that work for you, like employees in there, your AI employees that's inside of the game, if they sell anything, have any type of service inside of the game, those things, anytime it has money, basically, let me wrap this up like this: anything that has anything to do with finances and e-commerce is coming in and out of the game can be owned by players. When it comes to properties like hideouts, property like just hideouts and homes, that's the same thing as Grand Theft Auto. Those things can be owned by players. They can be owned by players. Now, when it comes to the Grand Theft Auto side and our housing system, for example, like the beds, certain beds do certain perks for you. One, they allow you to respawn whenever you get killed at. So if you have multiple houses and you want to respawn closer to where you got killed at, you use that bed there. Some of the beds come with perks though. So some beds give you extra health, like when you wake up, it gives you protections, some stuff like that, which we call a thing, a blessing inside of the game. Stoves, if you got a furnace, a stove, electric stove, a gas stove, all that stuff depends. Basically works with how well the food, what the food does to you when you cook it. You have computers that can do, either you browse the internet on them. Some of them do research, so you can actually find weaknesses to certain anomalies inside of the things. So you can fully customize the property, paint the houses whatever color you want. So those are pretty cool things. You have the Bitcoin machines, the Bitcoin mining, because I don't think mining is going to go away. I think mining is going to come back just in a different way. So we're going to keep that system in here. The Bitcoin mine is not going to be real Bitcoin. Obviously, it's going to be Bitcoin of, again, we're going to leave it to where the community actually controls the Bitcoin inside of the game, how popular Bitcoin is inside of the game, which would be the price of it inside of the game that you can use to purchase things with inside of the game. Or you can, if you have a key, you can actually transfer that and exchange that money for actual viable real world currency, which we'll get into that in a few minutes. Not the full cycle of it, but just so you can get an understanding of what I'm saying. So we got the Bitcoin machines, mining, the whole mining situation you can set up in there. This is a lot of things that you can do with inside of our game that we're actually putting in. A lot of these features are actually inside of the game right now. There are vehicles, spaceships, hoverboards, planes, not planes, helicopters, stuff like that. So you got these type of things, and that's where the Grand Theft Auto side comes in, because you see in NPCs, you can kill them. You can kill the NPCs inside. They can't damage you. You can damage them. Other players can't damage you. You got the police that you can get fined. And if you are, they can't kill you inside, but if you are outside the danger zone, and you have the police on you, they can come out there and get you randomly out there. So those things that come inside of the game, you got the branding, like I showed you in the video right here. I'll show it again. You got those type of things. These right here shows the metaverse side of it, where the community, you can brand businesses, brand music artists. For example, we creating a whole radio station for music artists to put their music inside of our game. The ads you see on the billboards, literally a person owns that building to basically control the media inside of the game. That's how far we're going with this. Go to the website and check out all the websites that's inside, that's for the game. Those businesses inside of the game players own, and it gives you a lore. There's a bunch of lore on the website, so go to the website, check it out. You'll see how in depth we're working on. So that goes into what I'm talking about. You see the use case. This is something that you have to be very careful when it comes to investing in crypto projects. Because right now, crypto have a bad name right now, but it's only the foolishness that have a bad name. Now, I want you guys to know, right now we're going through what happened with Web 2. We're going into that. we're going to be one of those projects that be on top of Web3, or one just literally up there with the Titans, whoever comes up. So we're one of those projects. The other projects that's out here nowadays, they don't have any use for them. So you want to invest into, because this is where crypto is going at right now, the projects. They have to find a business model. Majority of crypto projects that's going to fall off the face of the earth during this crash, they don't have any business model. We have a full-blown business model with our project. Another thing, without NFTs and coins being sold, a lot of these projects couldn't make money. We have that. Okay, now I'll give you an example. One, we own a building inside of the game that players can own, right? That building is called Rich Ages. What that building allows, it basically comes with every damn perk. It got the insurance company inside of it. It has the media, the marketing media agency, where the owner of that building can literally control, like I said, control what you see on those billboards. So all the marketing you see inside of the thing, control the music that goes inside of the radios. So, in that server, so it's just only in that server though. All servers will be different too. This is the cool thing about our game. All of the servers will be different because due to the people who owns the properties. That makes sense, right? We'll go in a little more depth inside another video, but let's go into Rich Ages. That marketing agency can sell whatever the price they want to do for that service. So for, let's just say, let's say that we have a Drake doing guys playing inside of our game, wanted to show the possibilities of the metaverse. Let's say that the actual Drake came to us and said, okay, I want to actually put my new music video that you guys will have first premiere in it right here, right? So when we could promote that, and then everybody will come download our game, right? But let's just say Drake want to say, I want to have first premiere of my music video in your game, and we can have it in our Times Square where it could place on the biggest billboard right there, right? But let's just say that not us close that deal, but one of our players that owns the Rich Ages building that knows Drake, right? Now let's say that he charges Drake $50K for that, right? So now that one-time investment of buying Rich Ages building, he made $50K plus whatever businesses he sold services to with using the service of that Rich Ages building, right? So that goes into running a business without having to start up the websites and all that extra stuff. You don't have to do none of that stuff here. We have all that stuff, the back office, all that stuff. We got that stuff for you. You don't have to run the overhead because AI runs your whole business. Literally, AI run your whole thing. All you got to do is just basically do the outside work, right? So let's say to get the outside work done, Drake closed the deal for $50K. We get 3% of whatever business deals that get closed with inside our project. That's making money without selling an NFT or crypto. Now you can go, well, you sold the Rich Ages building to somebody, yes, but we continuously can make money with inside of the game without ever selling another NFT. Our game and revenue stream isn't based off of NFTs and coins. It's based off of the popularity of the game. What I mean by that, and also we're not also based off of new people coming into the game. We have so much volume, which I'm about to go into right now, that we can have 100,000 people play this game 24/7, 24 hours, 24/7 throughout the day, right? With the way how business is set up inside of the game, we will always be generating revenue. So again, if the people in the game is making money, right, which I'm about to show you again, I know I keep saying that, we're about to get into it, then they have a reason to keep investing in themselves inside of the game. Again, that's not, we don't actually have to have new people come into the game. The more people that come into the game, the more money not only we make, but the people who owns the businesses make, the people who own the land make, and the people who own property, keys, whatever the case may be, will make. So not only did this project was created to just benefit us, we made sure the first thing that we've done was make sure, and that's why I kept throwing this shit in the trash and getting to where we're at now. We made sure that the project focused on the community, the gamers, and the investors. Now, the community, because we are building the universe with the community. Here's how that works. We have artwork that look like this, right? Here's mine and all the stuff like that, where when we make it for our community, we add stories for them, we create stories, put them inside of the game. They're gonna actually see them, they're gonna be a part of the universe. I'm not gonna just like one time see them, no, they're gonna be a part of the universe. If you see an NFT of these guys, they're a part of the universe. They'll have multiple NFTs of them. And every time we mint that NFT, we'll make a certain amount of numbers of that NFT, but we'll give them 10 of those NFTs, pardon me. We get them 10 of those NFTs, and then they will get the royalties every time that NFT gets sold. So every time that NFT gets sold, they get the royalties, we do not. When we get the 3D model, so let's just say they have different forms and stuff like that. When we create the 3D models of them, we give them 10 of those mints as well. And they get royalties every time the NFT gets sold. So that's when it comes to community. We build the game with the community, make sure that the community get appreciations and royalties of us using them as people inside of the game, living, breathing people inside of the game. Plus, when it goes to books, movie deals, all that stuff that's coming in the future, these guys would be able to be a part of that. You get what I'm saying? Some of them are actors and stuff. Someone might actually be in a TV show or a movie. Who knows? You never know, right? You never know. Imagine going to another thing that we're going to do in the future is Hidden Festival. Imagine going to Hidden Festival and cosplaying as yourself, right? Come on. Come on. I'm going to do that myself. So I just want you to know that's the thing when it comes to the community side, the gaming side. When it comes like the skate and talk about Grand Theft Auto horror spill, right? That there, we want to make sure the main focus of our idea is to make sure that the game is fucking fun. That's all. Because I'm going to play this shit my damn self. I'm going to be with you guys on Twitch, YouTube and stuff, either kicking y'all ass or teaming with you and role playing and stuff like that. But just know that this game is mainly to have fun. I'm creating that first because I can't get into the last part and make the last people happy if I don't make the first people, well, first people is the community, second people happy, which is the gamers. Now, to the investors, the last part is those are the last guys, and we are focusing on them to make sure that even if you aren't a huge investor and stuff like that, regardless of you, by the way, I just want you guys to know that with the end game money, which is you don't have to, you can be a free to play player and you can purchase everything with inside the game, because we can get into that. The way that it goes, you use the end game money. You go and you buy things with the end game money get exchanged for real money, right? So that's how it works. But everything is purchasable by just grinding. You can purchase anything in the game by grinding. You don't have to spend a dime on that. So that's another thing. But to the investors part, the investors will make money due to damn near everything in the game. Any and everything in the game. The investors will make money. So again, players play the game, come to their shop, buy stuff from their shop, they exchange that money to the market, turn it into actual currency, and then they make the money, which we're getting to that right now. I know I've been long-winded with this part. I just really need you guys to understand something that we are versus us versus them, right? And with further ado, let's get in the computer. All right, I got so much more, but I'll put into other videos. All right, so we are in the computer again. This right here is called the market. This is a outside thing for basically where the exchanging happens. This is another website that we're creating. As you can see, it says everything you need, no key, no entrance. This is where the NFTs come into play, as a membership basically, to get you inside of here. Now, here's the thing that makes us aside right here. Any other project, any game out there. These right here, in our game, like I said, it's going to be so realistic that in our game there can be just what's going on out here. It could be shortages, recessions, and this is in different servers. So some servers might have a bull cycle going on, some servers might have a bear cycle going on. Some servers, I mean to say the word server. Some servers might actually have a complete Great Depression going on there. Some servers may have no goddamn ammo inside of their servers, and then we will be buying ammo from other servers and selling it to those guys. So that's why it says right here, it says as of right now we are not buying ammo. 9 millimeters. So here's the thing. As you can see, it says $1.99. This is real this is real currency, which you had to purchase it with hidden credits. So you have to have $1.99, pardon me, in hidden credits, which is our native token, to be able to purchase 40 boxes, which means you can sell 40 boxes, which is for 4. You can either sell it for all 40 to one person, or you can sell 40 different people. 40 boxes of 9mm ammo. Now, here's the thing, the good thing about us versus any other thing. When a person that owns a weapon store buy 9mm for $2 basically, and have 40 boxes, they can list those prices of the ammo for whatever they want it to be inside of the game. The reason why that is because inside of the game is not real currency, it's in-game currency. But you should make sure you be reasonable so that people can grind to actually be able to afford the ammo, or they will just go to a different server, or they'll go to a different place inside of your server. Because remember, your gun store, your weapon store, because it's got more than guns in there, but your weapon store may be different than the guy up the street or the woman up the street who have a weapon store as well, because she might be selling, or he might be selling their ammo much lower than you. So you want to also take a understanding in that. Also, real estate really matters inside of this game. For example, the Times Square, things might cost a little more in the Times Square, which you see like the little billboards and flashy. And when you see cities, which is not going to be the only city like that, but when you see cities like that, cities and our neighborhoods and stuff like that, those might be places where things might cost a little more because the traffic that goes inside of those places, and people might be buying a lot more in those places versus going far out here. Because I want you to also know there is no map in the game. There's no map on the UI and stuff like that. There's no map, but you have to purchase a map if you want to. That's inside of the game as well. If you die and you lose the map, you can go buy another one, so don't worry about it. Again, right here, so $1.99 you can sell for end game. 1,000 USD equals $1 real game, real currency. Sorry. So let's just say that you sell ammo for $3,000 in the game. So that's $3. So you already made $1 profit off of one box that you already one box out of 40 of those 9mm ammo. So you already made $1 out of those things. So you spent $2, and if you're selling it for $3, you'll make you'll make, let me see, you'll make a nice piece of change. You'll make a nice piece of change. Right now I'm probably doing the damn math, but trust me, you'll make way more than $2. You'll make about like $80. You'll make about $80. $2 could turn to $80. If you are in a great area, if your prices make sense, all that stuff comes into play. This is where the business side come in. Same thing for over here. So it says the price $3 for 40. Same situation. Again, as of right now, we're not buying 12 gauge things because right now there's no shortages or whatever the case may be. But when that happens, we will be buying it to basically help another server out. All right. So what I mean, we actually would buy it from people who have keys. We actually come to you and say, hey, we're inside of the news thing, whatever the case may be, whatever the bulletin that says we are buying these things. So every day that will change depending on what's going on inside of the server, what side of the game. So as you can see, going into the ammo, as you can see, $6.99. See how much you can sell those for. It's the rarity, the supreme, shows you the rarity of the stuff. It just basically shows you this right here. This is another way we make money without selling NFTs and stuff like that. This is ongoing. This literally every day, all day. This economy will be making money. These guys will be making money. These guys will be making way more money than, well, due to the number of people, never mind, we will be making more money than that one person, obviously. But just know that these people will be making a lot of money. We will be making money, and it's happening all day. So these guys are making money all day. We're making money all day. Because trust me, 40 cases of ammo will literally go probably in about 2 hours. if people are playing the game 24 hours a day and your place is in a popular place and people are going on raids and all that stuff like that, using their ammo and stuff like that on PvP, fighting anomalies, fighting the enemies like the scum lords and all that type of guys, those guys, police officers, whatever the case may be, ammo is going to go fast, right? If you play Escape from Tarkov, you know what I'm talking about. Every time they go on a raid, you have to buy ammo and stuff like that. So think about that. Every time you go on raids, you have to buy ammo, right? You can find ammo in the raids and stuff like that when you go out into the world. It's gonna be very hard. So you won't always. I won't rely on just finding ammo, right? You can. This right here will be a thing. So you will be exchanging money constantly. You will be buying, investing in yourself constantly. We'll be making money constantly. You guys will be making money constantly. This is literally perpetual cycle here, right here. Now let's get out the ammo real quick. We have a lot more items here. This is just getting ready for the update, so we still have a lot more items to put here. But this is just items. We already had like 80 items, and this now we have this is just 34. We have about 25 more items to put inside of this book on top of the 80 something items already here. So we got this right here, gold ore. So we're in the resources now. As you can see, this is a natural resource. I'll get into that in a second of what we're talking about there. We do not sell golden ore, which means we don't sell that. So a person that owns it, a person that has a store that want to sell golden ore to the players that might need it for crafting, they can't buy it from us. That we play to win. We don't want to do that, right? But we do buy golden ore from people who own keys. Normally the people who own keys are normally own businesses, but you don't have to own a business to own a key. So if you are a player that's just collecting resources out there and you get golden ore, you can actually come to the market and sell that. For each piece of golden ore we buy from you, we buy it from you for $1.89. All right, so let's get back into the resources. These are resources that we actually purchase. Now, to make any type of ammo, we need wire, scrap metal, and gunpowder. All right, so those are 3 different resources that we had to purchase. So that goes into another continuous loop that happens, right? So we need the players, the gamers, right, to go out there, play the game, and actually mine these resources. And I mean, by mining, finding, forming, going to raids, finding scrap, right? Like nothing would be useless. You'll find a bunch of stuff. You're like, why the hell do I need that? Sell it to store owners or people that has keys, because they can actually bring it to us and sell it to us, because we need it, because we won't be able to mint new items. I'm talking about, like, you know, basically refill the world up on the servers if we don't have these, if we run out of these things. So every month we'll look at each server and what they brought to us, and we'll be like, okay, we can create this amount of 40 cal, this amount of 9mm, this amount of this type of equipment, this amount of this type of equipment, and then we'll put a note like, this server is running out of this, we don't have enough of this, players go, you know, do your thing. So that right here will show more into that right there. Okay, so as you can see, this is actually like a real world economy. It's actually a real economy. Right here, the crash chunk, I actually had to take the picture of it inside of the game. I thought I did, didn't. This is actually a rare metal that comes from one of the planets that's inside of the sky. As you can see, for each piece, but you gotta have a cosmic key and a space station, or a Hesper space station, to be able to actually even find this item right here, because you can't find it nowhere else. Because you got to be able to go to the planet. So you go to that planet, which is missions and stuff that you can only have by having that key. You be able to do that. So each piece of that crash chunk that you find, which is a Abraxas item, which means it's not gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy to find. Pardon me. You get $10.89 for that. So think about that. So this is where, again, our players don't have to, and the investors don't have to worry about selling NFTs. This is why our NFTs are created to be held. You sell it, you kind of playing yourself, because you actually make more money holding it than selling it. If you have multiple of them, I still want to sell them, because we have some very smart investors inside of our project that's buying a bunch of fucking keys right now, because they're going to rent them out to people that will be wanting to do this. So the keys are going to continue to rise. Again, I wouldn't sell them unless you have a lot of keys and then you bought them very low, and then when people see this shit, you know, and you know, in the game, is being played and people are making constant money, yeah, this key's gonna go to the moon. Here's another one right here, another crash chunk. So this is clay. This is the clay chunk. $8.89. Right here we sell for 2 cents you get 40 clamps. You can sell the clamps for $1, whatever the case may be. Think about how much money you can make from this type of things. Resources, again, we do not sell cloth, but we buy cloth because we need cloth. Cloth is very important for us. We need computer parts to create AMD graphic cards. We do not sell them because then that'd be play to win. But we purchase them for $4.25. As you can see, again, we need wire and copper pieces to make copper wire, and then we buy it for 25 cents per piece. Again, as you can see, this is giving the people who play the game another way to earn without playing the game too. This is where contracting come into play. A lot of different things that, again, this video is getting long as hell. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you this book right here, and it's gonna be so much more. It's basically showing you, again, 1,000 USD in game is $1 in the real world. There's a lot more that I gotta go into, but it's just so much that we'll have to do many more devlogs when it comes to just this damn project. Okay, so you guys can understand, but this is just one way right here. It shows use case, have a business model. We can make money without selling tokens. Well, first we have to sell the tokens and stuff like that. That's just to make the game, right? We have to sell tokens and NFTs to make the game, but once the game is made, we don't have to sell any NFTs. Another thing, the only people that can buy NFTs from us are people who have invested in keys and stuff like that. If you don't have a key, you will not be able to buy NFTs from us, because here's how it works, and then I'm out of here. The people who buy, when we release new NFTs that aren't for people like the gamers and stuff like that. So for you guys, like, oh, they're trying to snatch my money and shit, you don't have to worry, because it's not made for you. It is made for the people like gamers who invest in themselves, or investors to buy them, like, because we don't have a marketplace. There's no marketplace inside of the game to buy that shit. So imagine, let's say Fortnite with the Naruto skins. Let's just say that you was able to buy all of the Naruto skins, right? And then you can sell them to the players inside of the game. So instead of going to the marketplace to get it from the marketplace, they had to get it from you. And that's basically what it is, like that. So when we release NFTs, we only release it to the people in the market. If you are able to access the market, then you are able to buy the new stuff. When you buy the new stuff, then you take it, and if you own a business, you're able to sell it inside of the business. That's how the people that's inside of the game, in the world, in the game, right, is able to get the new thing that comes out. Then we'll get into branding in another video, where you're able to create your own brand. For example, you're able to be your own Tesla, Apple, and all that type of stuff like that. With inside of the game, some of these items in here can actually have your item, your brand on it, and you can actually sell it as your thing, and you'll get royalties. We'll talk about that, how that works, in another video. Any questions, comment below. Hit me up in the Telegram. We're gonna rebrand the whole goddamn Discord. I'm figuring out other ways where we can sit up with the community. Message us, do whatever you need to do. I just wanted to show you the difference between us and them. Any other project versus us. This is why we are Blue Chip Project versus any other project. If you have any questions, you already know what to do. With that being said, I took up too much of your goddamn time. I need to get back to work. I'm out of here.